morning, everyone. So today what we want to do is we want to have a look at setting up the isometric drawing of this question on page 208 in the World of Graphics book. Question 3. So the question says, the orthographic views of an object are shown below. Create an isometric drawing of the object. Now, you're going to get an awful lot of information for this drawing from the plan, and you can see there that the bulk of measurements are actually indicated in the plan. Now, if you look there, right, we can see that we have this box here that's sitting up on top of this flat base. So you need to get a good mental picture of what the actual object looks like in 3 dimensions before you begin to draw it. So if we look at the base here, it's 100 millimeters long, and then we have to come out 50 to get this corner, and then this other corner is out 50. So that's going to give us a square of 100 millimeters by 100. So we will look at that first of all. The other important thing to note here is that the height of the base is 20 millimeters. So coming to our drawing, set up your sheet by putting a margin and title block on the sheet. And this is where we want to begin our drawing, by setting up our isometric axis. Now, if we zoom in on this area here, this is the setup of any isometric drawing that you ever do. It doesn't matter that we have a corner that has been removed. We always use the 30-degree line going out in this direction and 30 degrees out in this direction. So what we're going to do here is we're going to measure up 60 millimeters from the bottom margin, and that will give us this line here. And then if you come in from the left-hand side of your page, 200 millimeters to get this point here, which is the basis of our drawing. So once we have this point here, we're going to use our 30-degree set square and bring a line at 30 degrees in this direction, and bring a line at 30 degrees in this direction. Now, if you remember back to the drawing, the measurements that you have, and if you look at the book, we had to measure from this point 50 and another 50 to locate those 2 points. And then from this point here out to this point, 100 millimeters. So once you have this point found here, along the line at 30 degrees, measure out 50 and 50, and in this direction to the right, measure out 100 millimeters. Now, once you have those 3 points found, we then want to give the base thickness. And if you look at your drawing in the book, you will find that the thickness of the base there is 20 millimeters. So from each of these points that you've just found, draw up vertical lines using your set square, and measure up 20 millimeters along those lines. Now what you need to do there is measure up 20 and then bring this line back at an angle of 30 degrees. And then on this side, measure up 20 and find this point up here. Now, once you have all of those found, you can then heavy in this surface, and then you draw a line from that point to this one and from the bottom point to that one to give you this edge that has been cut away. And here's the area that has been cut away, giving us our base here. Now, once you have this done, then what we need to do is we need to get this block here on the top. But before we do that, we have to get the back corner. So this line is going to go back at an angle of 30 degrees, and then this line comes back at an angle of 30 degrees, and that finds the back corner there. Now, these lines may look like they're sloping in, but they need to be vertical, going straight up. The only reason that they appear to be slightly tilted in is because of the angle I'm holding the camera at. But they are vertical lines, so make sure that when you're using your set square to draw them, that you are drawing them as a vertical line and not sloping in like so. Okay, so that's that one there. Very, very simple. Measure up 60, draw your horizontal line, a line at 30 degrees in this direction, a line at 30 degrees in that direction, then 50 millimeters, 50 millimeters to the left, 100 millimeters to the right, a vertical line, a vertical line, a vertical line, measure up 20, measure up 20, and then complete this base. And then finally bring this line back out to find the back corner, bring this line at 30 degrees to find the back corner, and that completes the base. Now going back to our drawing, if we look at this block now that's sitting up on top of the base, because we have the base drawn, we need to find a bit of information about it. So if we look at our plan, we can see that the width of the block is 50 and the length of the block is 50. And if we go up into elevation, it's 50 high. So we're dealing with a cube. This is a cube that is resting up on the base. And all the measurements that for it are going to be 50, 50 and 50. So we need to now apply that to our drawing. So coming back to our drawing, what you should have now is found this back corner of the base. And what we want to do now is we want to get the position of the cube on top of that. So from this back corner, if you measure 50 along that line that you drew at an angle of 30 degrees, and that will give you this point here. And then from the back corner of the base, if we measure 50 along, and that will give you this point here along this line at 30 degrees. So from this corner here at the back, 50 and 50. Then if we take this corner here and draw up a vertical line and measure 50 along that line there, that's all the measurements that we need to apply, because we've applied our height, we have our length and we have our width. After that then it's just using your 30 degree set square to finish it. So if we start here at the base, we draw a line at 30 degrees in this direction, and then from this point here, we draw a line at 30 degrees in this direction, and that will give us this corner here. Once you have that corner, extend up a vertical line, bring up a vertical line here. Now we've already measured our height along this line here, so if we bring this line back at an angle of 30 degrees, that will give us this corner here. And then we bring that back at 30 degrees over to here, back at 30 degrees and back at 30 degrees to find the final corner. Now, once you have all of that done, you just heavy in all the lines. So all the black lines that you can see on the drawing, heavy them in, and that completes the isometric drawing. Finally then, put in your name, the title and the date on the sheet. Label it that it's from the World of Graphics, page 208, question 3, and it's an isometric drawing. So complete that for your work today, and I will see that off you on Monday.